Here's 5.5 reasons you should get a leopard gecko. Reason number 1, they look really cool. Like this right here, this leopard gecko is just a common morph. Like this is the type that you'll find just like if you just get a leopard gecko with like no like specific like breed. Morph, I guess, is what it's called with leopard geckos. But like this is already amazing looking, and you could basically find any color, pattern, anything you want if you look hard enough. It might cost you quite a bit of money, but it'll look very cool. This one looks really amazing in my opinion, just a type you get at PetSmart. But here's like a few that just look really cool. There's black ones, pure white ones, there's like multicolored ones. There's basically an infinite variety, so you can basically take your pick as long as you've got enough money. Reason number 2 is they are super docile. In the last video that I did, which was 5 reasons maybe you shouldn't get a leopard gecko, I talked about how sometimes they can be a bit skittish and like try to run away from you, but that's the very rare few, and it's very not, I wouldn't say easy, but it's not too difficult to train out. It's way easier than training a tokay gecko. I wouldn't even recommend trying to train a tokay gecko unless you're trying to get bit at least 5 times a day. So they're one of the most docile creatures you can get in like the reptile world. So if that's what you're looking for, leopard gecko would be a great pick for you. They live a very long time. So in the last video, I said they lived to 10 to 15 years, but I actually got that wrong. They live close to 15 to 20 years long. So you can have your leopard gecko for a very long time. In the other video, I was saying how that could be a drawback, but also on the other end of the spectrum, having any animal for that long is super awesome because you get to feel a connection to your animal, and you could have it for way longer than you'll have a rat or like a gerbil or something that'll die in less than 5 years. So that's something really cool that can be with a leopard gecko. Some animals, such as dogs and most mammals, they do have a tendency to smell not the best sometimes. But with a leopard gecko, you never have that problem. I've never had a problem with it ever smelling bad. The only thing I can ever think of was like the feeder insects. So if you have crickets, they do not smell that great, but if you have mealworms, dubias, basically any worm, beetles, they never really smell bad. Crickets, they do not smell great though. So if you're trying to find something that definitely is not going to smell bad, don't get crickets because they're not the best. But generally, leopard geckos are the most odorless and least smelly creatures you can get. Number 5 is they're great companions. Leopard geckos will sit on your shoulder for hours. You can basically do anything with them unless you're going swimming or something, or maybe going on a run. They'll just sit on your shoulder and they can be with you for hours. It's really amazing. They're great creatures that you can sit and like show somebody and teach them about, and they won't run away in a new person's hands. Always make sure to be there when they're with somebody else, just to make sure they're being treated properly. But they're great, like also educational creatures, because they're a good barrier of entry to the reptile world. So that's one of the amazing things about leopard geckos. Alright, to the crazy 5.5. The half reason that I think is kind of funny is when you get bit. So I said they were docile, but sometimes they will bite you if they think you're food, which is, it doesn't hurt. That's the only reason that it's half a reason you kind of want to get them. Because when you get bit, like it shocks you and you're like, what just happened? Because you don't even realize like it hurt. If you're not looking at it, you just feel like you just got pinched and you're like, what just pinched me? And then you look down and it's your leopard gecko on your finger and go like this. I'll roll a clip of when it happened to me in one of my videos actually right here.
As I'm moving my hand around a little bit more than I generally do. Like that? What is wrong, dude?
As you just saw, like, it didn't hurt at all. It was just a random thing that happened, and it was so funny. But if you like videos like this where I talk about leopard geckos and other reptiles, like entertainment and facts about them, make sure to like and subscribe. Watch this video where I talk about 5 reasons maybe you wouldn't want to get a leopard gecko, and I'll see you next time.